Hi everybody, I'm back at school, ready for another group time. I hope you'll join me. Let's sing our hello song. Are you ready? I've got the bears with me. I'm pretending you're all here sitting on the alphabet letters. So I hope you can pretend you're at school too. Let's sing the hello song. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you today? I'm fine, hope you are too. I'm fine, hope you are too. I'm fine, hope you are too. Hope you're fine today. Let's wave to our friends. Turn to your neighbors and wave a hand. Turn to your neighbor and wave a hand. Turn to your neighbor and wave a hand. Wave a hand today. Well, today I have a couple books for you. I have one, Hopper Hunts for Spring, and the other one's about dandelions. And then after our stories, I have a science experiment for you. This one is called Hopper Hunts for Spring. Has beautiful watercolors. I hope you can see them. Maybe you have watercolors at your house. You could make a story with all the blues and the purples and the whites. Wake up, Hopper, said his mama. The snow is beginning to melt. Spring is coming at last. Oh, great, said Hopper. Somebody new to play with. I'll go out and meet him. Before his mother, could explain that spring isn't a person, Hopper was bounding away on the thin carpet of snow. The snow had started to melt and blades of grass were pushing through, reaching for the sun. In one place where the snow had completely melted, Hopper found a hole next to a heap of earth. Hello, is anyone at home? Maybe this is where spring lives, thought Hopper, squeezing himself in the hole. Inside, a dark tunnel sloped down the earth. Hopper crept slowly down the tunnel. He couldn't see anything in the dark. Then he bumped into something soft. Hello, said Hopper. You must be Spring. What are you doing in this tunnel? Spring? Me, said a voice. No, I'm a mole and this is my tunnel. What are you doing here? I'm looking for Spring. I don't know where Spring is, said the mole as they crawled into the open air, but his home must be larger than this. Try the big cave on the other side of the forest. Goodbye, mole, and thank you, said Hopper, scampering away. Hopper soon found the cave. He peeped nervously inside. Near the back was something big and brown. What could it be? Wake up, Spring, it's me, Hopper. Mom and I are waiting for you. Why must I wake up, growled the bear. Is winter over? Anyway, I'm not Spring, my little friend. Why not? Because I'm a bear. Why are you sleeping in this cave, said Hopper. I always sleep here in the winter. When the first snow falls, I crawl inside and I don't wake up until spring comes. Hopper thought for a minute and he said, my mama said spring is coming today. Do you know where he lives? I want to go meet him. The bear ambled up to the mouth of the cave and sniffed the air. You're right. It does smell like spring. And if I'm not mistaken, the smell is coming from up there in that tree. Maybe that's where spring lives. They ran over to the tree. Wait here, said the bear. I'll take a look. The bear climbed nimbly to the branches and he put one paw in the hole in the trunk. Honey, he said, smacking, the perfect breakfast. I'm hungry after that long sleep. Spring doesn't seem to live here, though. The bear climbed down again. Meanwhile, Hopper started to feel hungry, too. They sat down together and licked the delicious honey from the bear's paw. I'm not going to look for Spring anymore, sighed Hopper. I'm too tired. I'll have to wait until he comes. Let me take you home, said the bear kindly. I need to stretch my legs. They're stiff from a whole winter's sleep. Come on, little one, climb in my back and make yourself comfortable. Night was falling when they found Mama there. There you are, Hopper. I was getting worried. I didn't find Spring, Mama. He wasn't in a hole in the ground, or the bear's cave, or the hollow tree. I don't know where he's hiding. But Hopper, you can't go out and meet Spring. It isn't an animal. It's the time of the year when the air gets warmer, the snow melts, and the flowers start to bloom. Oh, said Hopper, disappointed. Don't be sad. You did find a new friend, said his mother. Hopper crept closer to Mom and waved goodbye to the bear. Come back soon, he called. We can play together all through the spring. The end. And that's called Hopper Hunts for Spring. And I've been looking around my house, and there's lots of wildflowers out. And I know a wildflower that probably grows close to you called a dandelion. Do you know what a dandelion looks like? I'll get a little bit closer. This is a smaller book. Dandelions are called weeds by some people, but they're really wildflower. They're things that grow out in the wild. It's called dandelions. They're fun to look for when you go for a walk. You can sometimes find them in your grass. I know some people call it a weed, but to me a dandelion is a noble breed. Bright yellow petals adorn each one, spreading out like rays of the sun. In spring, dandelions bloom like gold stars in the grass, growing taller and taller as the warm days pass. Under sunny summer skies, the flowers are visited by bees and butterflies. The flowers begin to change one summer day. Their bright yellow petals fold and fall away. In place of petals emerge fluffy tufts of white. They form a perfect circle, delicate and light. Maybe you've seen these before. Some people call them puffballs, and kids like to blow them into the wind. The wind blows them loose, sweeping them into the sky. Like tiny umbrellas, they float up high. Every flying turf the wind has freed carries with it a tiny seed. The tufts float on the wind till falling to rest. A nice grassy hillside is what they like best. Into the soil a seed snuggles down. Slender new roots tunnel deep underground. Fragile green leaves begin to grow, sprouting up from the earth below. Look closely and you'll find round buds of green, but bright red yellow petals are yet to be seen. The buds slowly open, facing the sky. Sunlight and water will help them grow high. As summer moves on, sunny and warm, seeds become flowers. New dandelions form. The end. And this tells more about dandelions, and you can even eat them. This is a recipe. If you have 4 cups of dandelion greens and hard-boiled eggs and some salad dressing, they're good to eat. But you have to be careful about anything you find in the wild. You have to make sure you know it's the right thing. And you have to wash them, of course. So right now, we're going to do a science experiment. I'm going to show you what I have and move my camera back a little bit so you can see better. I'll move back so you can see. I've got my science things in front of me. So I'm going to move the camera down lower so you can see it better. Since I'm here all alone at school, we just have to figure out a way to make this work so you can see it all right. So in front of me, my bear has fallen asleep. In front of me, I have 2 glass jars, and I'm going to put some stuff in the glass jars, and then I'll move the camera closer. You can see it. In the glass jars, I'm going to put some vinegar in one. So I'm going to pour some vinegar in this one. And I'm going to put the bottle of vinegar over here so you can remember that has vinegar in it. That's important. In this one, I'm going to put some baking soda. This is what it probably looks like at your mom and dad's house. And they know where it is because we cook with that. And in this container, I'm going to put some baking soda. Maybe your mom and dad can help you do this experiment sometime when you have all the right ingredients. So I'm going to put this baking soda in this container. And I'll put it on this side so we can remember that this one has baking soda. And then I'm just going to fill them up with water. Not all the way to the top because we're going to put something else in there. I'm going to stir this one up because it's a solid and a liquid and it has to be a solution. So I'm stirring it as a solution. This one is 2 liquids. I'm stirring that one up too, but that one is already in solution. I'm stirring this one up because you can see it's kind of milky white because the baking soda is white. I'm going to move this out of the way and show you what I'm going to do next. I went to the grocery store and I bought a purple cabbage. It's round and it's like a green cabbage, but it's purple. I'm going to cut it in half. This is the part you'll have to have a grown-up do. But then you can probably cut it into smaller pieces. See how beautiful that is? Purple cabbage is really good to eat. It's really beautiful to look at. And sometimes you can even paint it and make an art project out of it. But right now we're going to do a science project. I'm going to cut up the red cabbage. And this is the part you would be really good at doing. Cut it up into pretty small pieces. I know some of you are really good at cutting. Remember when we made the stone soup? I know some of you really liked cutting vegetables, and this is a fun thing to do. So I'm going to cut up all this red cabbage into pretty small pieces. I'll take off this tough part. We're going to be putting all of this into one of the solutions that I already made. So I'm going to bring my solutions back. So remember, this one is the vinegar and water. And I'm going to put a big handful of cabbage. I'm going to fill it all the way to the top. Push it down so that stays in there. And then I'm going to mix up the baking soda and the water a little bit more so it's in solution. And then I'm going to fill this full of cabbage also. So I'm going to just stir it up a little bit and make sure all the cabbage is under the solution. I'm going to kind of press it down. And I'll press this one down too. All the pieces of cabbage inside. Now you know what scientists do. Sometimes they guess. They form a hypothesis and they try to figure out what's going to happen. So right now, if you're watching this, why don't you guess and think all the things that might happen? You can even write it down if you want, or tell the grown-up that's with you what you think is going to happen. And I'll just keep stirring it. This is one of those experiments you have to spend a little time watching and taking time for it to work. And I'm stirring up, especially the one with the solid and the liquid, because I have to make a solution out of that. I'll stir the one that's already in solution just to make sure all the cabbage is covered. Now, the longer you leave it in here,
the better it is. So you might want to play with that a little bit. Sometimes what I do if I'm doing this experiment, I'll walk away and do something else. So this is a good time to just walk around the house or find something else to do and come back and look at it. But I'm going to probably just show you what happens and see if you can see it. If not, you'll probably have to do it yourself. I'm going to put a whiteboard behind it because it's a little hard when you're not here with me to see what it looks like. Can you see what's happening? I'll hold it up. Can you see? Do they look different to you? I don't know if you can see what's happening. Maybe I'll take the cabbage out. You'll be able to see a little better. So I'm going to take all the cabbage out of the vinegar solution. Now you know vinegar, we use that at home all the time to make salad dressing. So this is a very safe experiment to do. And actually you can do it with red onions too. If you don't have a cabbage, try it with a red onion. It just might take a little longer. You see what happened? You see what color it is? That's the vinegar solution. Now,